Currently 5:20 in the morning. Kind of same thing. Kind of got up on every hour on the hour, starting at about 3, 4. Got up at 4. Got out. Kind of just sat out in the lobby while I packed my bag, stripped my sheets. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go to Saria today. I wasn't planning on it, but might as well. It's the start of the last 100 kilometers, so kind of tempted to do that. This place right here, probably the worst food I've had. I got a ham cheese sandwich. Was not good at all. Yeah, so it's about 46, 45 degrees out, so feeling a little bit on the colder side, but let's get to walking. Till the next one. Alright, I passed through 1 or 2 towns so far. They were pretty small. This is by far one of the more well-lit towns, though, that I'm passing through. There's a lot of lights. Yeah. Kind of interesting little spot. No one's out right now. When I left the albergue, there's only one person up. I think she was getting ready to shower, it looked like, or kind of get ready for the day. 2 other people kind of came out while I was sitting in the lobby at 4 to use the bathroom and stuff. They kind of gave me like, why you up kind of look, but they all went back to sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna be the only one out here for a bit longer, probably another hour or 2 at most. But yeah, I don't know, I kind of like it because it's just me. It's quite peaceful. Did get a little lost on the trail there, but great thing about technology is found my way back. So yeah. Alright, let's see, where am I going? Oh, there it is. Alright, till the next one. Alright, I want to record this kind of more so for me on the record. The trip's been kind of interesting for me because I say I'm an American, but I don't look the part per se, in the sense that I'm Korean. I was born there, but beyond that, I don't really have too many ties. I've been exposed to the culture. I enjoy some Korean food, but I don't speak the language. I don't know anything about the culture, really. So that's been kind of an interesting learning curve, per se, in the sense that there's a bunch of Koreans here, and they've been nothing but welcoming and polite to me. But there's this disconnect a little bit of, well, I look the part, but I act nothing like it. And Chris, the 50-year-old Korean that's moving fast, said, "You're stereotypical American." And it's like, yeah, it's like I grew up there. Of course I am. But it's kind of hard to relate to the Koreans on this trip a little bit, in the sense that, yeah, I look like you guys, but I'm not, I guess, one of you. And that's kind of led to some interesting identity stuff, kind of self-evaluation of kind of, what am I? And I think the thing that have come to the conclusion, at least for myself, is I'm an American and I'm Korean. That's where I was born. I'm proud of that fact. But at the end of the day, I'm an American, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's different, and it's gonna be my thing to explain to people, which is great. because it's part of my story. So that's been kind of a unique experience, I guess, on the trip that I didn't think I'd have. So yeah, but I just wanted that out there when I look back on this, of how was this trip for me and what was I thinking about and some of the emotions I felt. So yeah, it's kind of interesting what you think about when you're all alone walking for hundreds of miles, got the pain of a pack on, pain of your body, your feet and your legs, but you keep going. So I don't know, kind of interesting. But I wish I spoke a little bit of Korean so I could at least talk to them more than hi and thank you. But it's not the route I've taken in my life, like my brother Kai, who can be conversational in Korean. So yeah. Alright. Let's keep walking. Alright, so a little update on how Jay's an idiot. So I went pretty far off the trail, actually. Like, so the road kind of does like one of these. If you look at over here, see how it's kind of this dirt path, and I'll have signs typically posted saying it's like, hey, go to this dirt path and get off the road, kind of thing. Well, I stayed on the road, and because it's dark out, I guess I didn't see the sign. So I get to kind of a T intersection at a road. It's like, okay, cool. I don't see any signs, so I pull up the map to see where I'm going. It's like, oh crap, I am really off course. Luckily, the town I'm going to is right there, so I just have to stay on this road for a little bit. But that could have been really bad. I went very, very far off course. I have no idea how people did this without technology way back when. Like, my phone has saved me in the map system on there so many times. So, like, people that did this back in the 80s, 90s, and all that, even the 2000s, like, I don't know how they did it. Like, I would not be surviving without my phone right now. And I know some people are doing it kind of like the purest way of following a bug, not taking out their phone and whatnot. Good for them. That is not me. Yeah. So I'm gonna get to this town, walk through it. I don't think there's any place to eat here, otherwise I'd stop and get breakfast. But yeah, let's keep going. All right, sun's up. It's behind me there. So it's pretty foggy though. Haven't seen anyone else yet. Still to be expected. Let me take a look at the time. It is 8:39. So normally I'd see people up and out, but there's not really a ton of places to stay in these smaller towns that I'm kind of passing through. There's been only like 1 or 2 albergues out of, I think, the 3 small towns, so I guess more than half, but there's just not a ton of options out here. They're really small towns. Yeah, the app I've been using is kind of bugging out for me, the Buen Camino app. It deleted all of my tracking history of like my route planner, and it's having a hard time tracking my location right now on it. So don't know. Luckily I have a second app called Camino Ninja that I copied everything over to, and that is still everything saved. I'm gonna be using that app when I go to Finisterre, because the Buen Camino app does not have the Finisterre routes and all the commodities and stuff with it. So yeah, the distance, at least looking on the app, looks like I'm halfway in between like the T intersection and Surya, whatever that main town is. So I should get there pretty quick, grand scheme of things. I keep leaving super early just because I'm up. I can't fall back asleep. And I don't know, I'm gonna walk. Might as well go walk. So yeah, we're gonna get back at it. I'm walking through all this fog now. Can't really see anyone or the cars, I just hear them. Yeah. Till the next one. Alright, so just stopped in this town, sat down for breakfast, had an Aquarius, the Spanish Gatorade, or their version of it, that I haven't had. It was something red, mango red or something. It was okay. I think I like the plain one a little bit better, or the clear one. Yeah, Spanish omelet, and then let's get back to walking. Pretty sure I saw Edward Endwin pass me while I was eating there. So yeah, he's fast and he caught up finally. Every person's got their one old white dude that will just smoke them. I say old white dude, any old person like Chris the Korean, he's fast too and has so much energy. So yeah, let's get back to walking. It's incredibly foggy right now, so hopefully I can see the signs. I think I'm only 5 kilometers away from Surya, so I got there really fast. Alright, till the next one. Alright, I didn't log much because I caught up to Edwin, is his name. He is from the Netherlands, the older white gentleman who has been going back and forth with and like passing me and stuff. So I walked with him and chatted with him. He's pretty unique. He's been to over 100 countries. He's got 2 kids, 17 and 23, I believe. He's got a wife. He decided to come on the Camino 2 weeks before going on it. We both left the same day, the 28th. He's doing it in 24 days. And walked with him, chatted with him. He's been to over 100 countries, including Antarctica as one of them. And he owns several properties that he rents out. And he basically flips homes, or did that for the longest time. And that's how he's able to afford to travel and go around the world, essentially. Says his favorite place is South America, and kind of all the countries around there. Recommended that I go to Peru and Bolivia, because he speaks Spanish there. Beautiful, friendly people there as well. So, potentially go there. Also recommended, I believe it was Switzerland as a place to go. Hiking in Europe. Also in France, I believe he said it was K2 as one of the hikes to do. I believe that's in France. But yeah, super interesting guy to talk to. He passed me. I had to stop and use the bathroom at a bar. We'll see if I catch up to him. Got a nice cold water at the bar too. But yeah, that's why I haven't recorded much, because I was basically talking and chatting with him. I've convinced myself I can keep up with him, so I may be heading to the same town as him, which is Pamplona, instead of Surya. Already passed Surya. So yeah, let's keep going. Alright, just got a picture at the sign over there. So, took a few. Just wanted to show off this view. So yeah, I kept up with Edwin for the entire day. He partied with a girl in Burgos and spent the night with her. He's married and has 2 kids. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So, and this is a great view. But yeah, it's pretty green out here. This kind of reminds me of like the French countryside when I was on the train going through there. So it was a good time. But gonna go back to the albergue. Gotta do some ballistic care stuff, get these in the shoes, kind of go from there. Till the next one. Alright, it is 6:15 in the morning. I'm making my way back towards the path. You go past this church over here on the right side. But it's down the street, so it's kind of like strip mall-esque. There's a bunch of restaurants and shops down here. Yeah, Edwin's a really interesting guy to talk to. I thought he was cheating on his wife. Turns out he has an open marriage with his wife, and they've been married 32 years. 2 kids, and he flips houses, and he does it all himself. He doesn't hire any contractors or anything. Bought a house way back in the day that no one wanted. Taught himself how to do everything, and just kept going. Used the money from that one to get the next one. Have a few properties in the Netherlands, and have one in Spain. And he basically does the handyman work and like building the house, and his wife finds the tenants for the house. And the one in Spain is like short-term-ish, like 3 months at a time or so. And he just travels. He spends all his time traveling, essentially, when he wants to. 100+ countries, he said, and just gets to go around the world. And that's a pretty unique thing. Takes his kids with him occasionally. 4 weeks ago, they were in Jamaica. Showed me pictures of all that. Super interesting guy. He'll probably pass me on the trail. But I think at this point in the adventure, it's time for us to part ways. So, yeah. Because he's trying to get there, today being 1 day and 3 days. So 1, 2, 3 to make it 24. I don't know if I want to go that fast. There's still some things I want to see, and some things I want to do, and people I would like to meet. So we'll see. This isn't a race. I've been doing the distances just to prove to myself that I'm young and healthy enough that I can do it. And so far I have proven that to myself. So, yeah. There's no need to sprint this. I know I'm going to get there earlier. So, I am going to go to Fistera and make my way out that way. I'm a little nervous about that because not as many people go that route. So it's good and bad. Good because albergues hopefully will be easier to book. Bad, I won't have as many people to help if I need it. But yeah, we're gonna start walking till the next one. Oh, it's currently about 6:18, so a pretty late start for me. Reason for that, I woke up at like 3 something and looked at my watch, was like, I'm going back to sleep. It was a very long day yesterday. All right, let's get back to walking. Alright, it's currently 7:26. Texting back and forth between my mom and dad. So they were just checking in, tracking my location, see where I was at. I missed my turn for one of the locations. I kept walking along the river, and you're not supposed to do that for a long time. So I probably want a good, half a mile, 800 meters past where I was supposed to go. So I had to turn around and walk back. So that was entertaining. But it's whatever. It's not the first time I've gotten lost. But back on the path now. Had a pretty good uphill there for a bit. Now going kind of downhill. Not quite insane downhill, but still downhill. Knees doing pretty good. Still feel it a little bit, but not painful. Got my electrolyte drink here from yesterday that I still have mixed. Try not to drink it because I don't want to have to go to the bathroom a ton. But yeah, next town still decent bit of ways. So I'm hoping I can stop there and get something to eat eventually. Yeah, let's see what the sign says, how far away from Santiago I am. I am 859 meters away. So 89 kilometers to go. Let's get back to walking. Okay. Muchas gracias. So it's currently 9:56. Town back behind me. Stopped at a cafe, used the bathroom there, had breakfast. Eggs, bacon, something meat. Bread and chocolate donut. It was nice to use the bathroom, so time to keep walking. When I use the bathroom, there's nothing to burn my hands with, so my hands get pretty cold. So I had my gloves on for a little bit. Got my rain jacket on now, just as like a little wind layer to keep my body warm because everything cooled down. There's a bunch of other pilgrims on the trail right now, but a few behind me right now. So I'm kind of quiet. Yeah, there's another cafe I'm just passing. So it's a lot of farm country out here currently again, kind of like in the beginning, but more so. Kind of here's the path a little bit. Let's keep going. Alright, so I stopped at a little cafe type thing, got a Kit Kat and used the bathroom, and I ran into our Australian friend Shannon there. So looks like she found a group of 2 others she's been walking with. Chatted with her for a few seconds because they were about to head out as I was coming in, and then a guy from England named Bob invited me to chat with him for a little bit. He's doing the last, basically, 100 from Syria to Santiago to see if this is something he wants to do and he enjoys. Yeah. Interesting people all around, day by day. You kind of play the game of leapfrog. Oh, and I forgot to mention earlier, not this last cafe, the cafe before, I got a wax stamp, recorded that. It was €2, just whatever. But yeah, he actually did the wax stamp in front of you, which was kind of nice, and that's why I did that one. I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. You're actually doing it. So, did that, picked the one I wanted, and got it in my Pilgrim passport. So, got warmer out again, so took off the jacket. Yeah, it's a pretty nice day, all things considered. I wish there was a little bit more sunlight, but nice cloud cover. Still don't know how far I want to go today. Probably not more than 25, 30. But yeah, we'll see. Let's get back to walking. Alright, just stopped again. Got some cookies for the road. Had to use the bathroom, so got in a Korea's. Probably have to go to the bathroom. There's a lot more people on the trail now. Like a lot. Also in front of me, there looks like it's like a government type program. They're all wearing like high reflective vests, carrying their bags. They have a police car in the front, and looks like an ambulance type thing in the back. So looks like kind of like a paid governmental group to go on Camino. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, we're gonna continue to walk. I'm gonna eat some cookies. So we're gonna go from there. Till the next one. Alright, 12:28. Been walking for a while. I'm hoping to maybe walk for like a max of 4 more hours, if that. Yeah, I don't really know still where I'm gonna end up for the night. Hoping I can find a place because I haven't booked anything, and everything I've been told is basically from this point on it's really difficult to book an albergue, but we'll find out. So I think it'll be hard to find like a cheaper albergue, and then like private rooms I probably could get one, but that gets quite expensive. So the private rooms can vary anywhere from, I've seen as low as €35 to like 150, 160 euro. So it really depends on how much I'm willing to spend and what's available. The bigger rooms, like there's some places that have private rooms with like 3 beds and stuff. That's typically meant for like families and kids. But yeah, we'll see. I hope we can find a place. The city, the next biggest city, has a bunch of them there, so I doubt I'll have any issue finding a place, but I don't know. We'll find out. Till the next one. So I just stopped to use the bathroom again, had an ice cream, a Chris. Saw Shannon again at the place as I was getting there. They were leaving once again. So, yeah, it's a cool church. Alright, time to get back on the road. I think I'm less than 5 kilometers away from where I should be done for the day, so shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully I can find a place. Let's go from there. Till the next one. Alright, so it's currently 2:30. I got to the Palace de Rey, I think is the town's called. This is where I was gonna stop. I'm gonna head to this pizza place. At least I think it's this way. It helps this way. Says that it's open. Get kind of a late-ish lunch. see if there's anything available. Or I might go to the next town. The next town's got 2 albergues. It's about 3 kilometers away. But don't know if I want to go there if there's any beds available. So I'm going to look and see, check all that out while I eat. And that is the current plan. And use the bathroom. Because that's the thing that is always in abundance of. You gotta drink water, but you also gotta use the bathroom. So it's been a fun balancing act with all that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep walking to this place. Hopefully it's open and it's not siesta. So yeah, let's keep going. All right, I just ate food. It's about 3:10-ish. So the town I'm in right now has a few places I could stay. But I want to keep going. So that's the issue. Here's what's going on. Is the next town over, all the rooms are filled unless I want to spend like 50 euros on a private room, which I'd rather not. The town after that has an albergue. It's only for pilgrims, but they don't take reservations, and that could work in my favor, or it could burn me. Then there's a town after that, and that town doesn't really have any albergues either, but it does at least have a place for me to spend the night. Once again, I'd have to spend about 40 to 50 euros for a private room. So basically, I can hope that the albergue that only takes pilgrims and no reservations has a place for me for the night. The only issue is there's no supermarket there, and they don't serve dinner. So if I wanted dinner, I'd have to get it here and now. And I think I might try to go for that. There are options if that doesn't work out. I just will have to spend a bit of money, which is unfortunate, but it's part of the risk, I guess. So yeah, I say we go for it. The next close big town is about 15 kilometers away. I don't think I can make it there in a good amount of time to check in, get everything settled in with being respectful to others and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see what happens on Jay's grand adventure here. But I definitely see what people are saying about, hey, book your place in advance, because even in town there's only, I think, about 4 beds left, and that's across all the albergues. So yeah, we'll see. Let's get back to walking. Alright, it's 3:40 in the afternoon. I believe I said earlier that I went to the supermarket. I got bread, cookies, new flavor of Biscoff that I haven't had yet. Some plain chips that are Lay's but different from what we have in the US. And some nuts. So that will be dinner if I make it to this hostel that does not have any kitchen cookware. It does have a kitchen, just there's no cookware for you to use, which is kind of strange. So yeah, it only has 14 beds. So I hope the saving grace is that they don't take reservations. So there's hoping to be a bed, and that is currently about 5 kilometers away. So Google Maps says it will take me about an hour, a little over. Probably take me a little bit longer than that. So yeah, we're gonna try to make it there. Definitely a lot more people on the trail, especially early starting out. There's no one really on the trail right now. That's why I'm talking and recording. I think everyone basically stopped at the town I'm just leaving for the day. That seems to be the most popular one, has the most albergues available and stuff. But I want to keep going. So I'm close to the finish line. Probably 3 days out from there. So, yeah, let's just keep going. Let's get back to walking. Alright guys, I made it to the albergue. Here's the room. The reason I'm doing this, I'm the only one here. They don't have any hot water, so that's a little unfortunate, but I'm gonna try to shower right now because I'm hot and sweaty. So I'll try to get that, knock that out of the way real quick. Yeah, this is kind of nice. The only thing that sucks is I'm not seeing any wallets in here. The owner doesn't speak really any English. I have to use Google Translate to talk to him, but they're showing me all the things. So I got food for tonight, not a ton, but sufficient enough. Gonna make my bed, jump in the shower, change, do laundry, all that fun stuff. So yeah, kind of go from there. I made it, guys, and I got lucky. I got a place. So far, all to myself. Alright, till the next one. Alright, this is sitting on top of a bed right now, charging. So that's kind of why weird camera angle. Here's where it's plugged in. I am still the only one here. There are 14 beds here. This is a pilgrim only albergue, and I'm still the only one here. Yeah, so I'm gonna get ready for bed, brush my teeth, and go to bed. Geez, unexpected plans for this trip. I've been looking a lot more into Finisterre and Muxia. That's how you pronounce it, maybe. And I found out that there are additional Composelas you can get there, specifically from walking from Santiago to Finisterre and Muxia. So now I kind of want to collect merit badges and do it. So I was already thinking about doing it. It looks like from Santiago to Finisterre will take me about 4 days, and then Finisterre to Muxia will take me only a day. So that works out pretty good because it's still ahead of the timeline. Spend less money, get to see more of Spain, walking and stuff. And I'll leave here with 4 certificates or 4 Composelas, which would be kind of cool to say. Most people just leave here with 1 or 2, the halfway point and the Santiago one. I could potentially say I have all 4. It's kind of more of a bragging rights thing for me more than anything. But yeah, wasn't planning that part of the trip. I got told, asked about Finisterre right before I left. It's like, hey, you going to Finisterre? It's like, I don't know if I'll have time. And then I got asked here, it's like, you going to Finisterre? It's like, maybe. I don't know, what is Finisterre? And they explained it to me, and it's like, oh, okay, well, if I have the time, maybe. And I've got the time scheduled to get to Santiago in 2 days, 3 days. Tomorrow, day after, yeah. So about 2 or 3 days I'll get there. We'll see, I don't know. It's a lot of walking. Could need a break, but this trip I don't know if I'll ever do again. It's kind of a once in a lifetime potentially. So, yeah. We'll find out. Stay tuned, I guess. I'm gonna go to sleep. Till the next one.